Can you please tell us your name and your current position?
My name is Anthony Baxter and I'm the co-founder and CEO of Firefly.
Can you tell us a bit more about Firefly?
Sure, so Firefly is a full-service digital marketing company and we've been around for 3 years. Our team are young, vibrant, and we're on a mission to be trusted as the best digital marketing company in the world. So we've set ourselves very high standards and it's a scary challenge, but we're really up for it, so we're excited.
Can you give us an overview of your career to date?
5 years ago I entered the digital marketing space, predominantly from a sales point of view. I guess jumping into the deep end and working for a large corporate that were across many countries across the world. I learnt the ropes, but I also knew that entrepreneurship and starting my own business was where I wanted to be. And so I took the plunge and handed in my notice, and a day later Firefly was born.
God, that must have been a little bit nerve-wracking.
Yeah, it was pretty nerve-wracking for sure, but it was an amazing challenge and it really stretched myself. I truly believe that if I didn't step out of my comfort zone and start Firefly at 23, I wouldn't be the person I am today, and I'm really happy that I did that.
So what does your job involve on a day-to-day basis?
So I'm the CEO, which means the Chief of Everything Officer, but I'm also responsible for the vision as well, so I'm also called the Chief Vision Officer. So CEO for me means I'm wearing multiple hats, from managing the sales team, that's predominantly what I kind of gravitate towards. Looking at the strategy of the business on a day-to-day basis, also running the board meetings, ensuring that we're building strategic partnerships, ensuring that we're attracting the best talent in market, and that we're living in line with our values and our mission, which is to be trusted as the best digital marketing company in the world. So I think my days can be everywhere, and I really enjoy the flexibility and the difference that every day has. With that though, I need to be quite focused and I need to plan in advance. So every day I'll look at my calendar, I'll look at what I'm doing, and I'm really into writing up a to-do list and crossing that off. And if I'm not achieving things, then I don't feel like we're moving forward. So that really works well with my business partner Marco, who is the COO, and we're very different, so it works really well. He's all about numbers and operations and tidying up systems and processes, which really works well with me trying to push and run 100 kilometers an hour at the front and get the business to where we need it to be.
What's changed in the industry for you?
What's changed is people are demanding a higher level of service. People are demanding more transparency. And in digital marketing, I think a lot of companies have taken a traditional marketing or media approach and applied that to digital marketing, whether that be a percentage pricing model or hidden margins, thinking that we can just slap together an AdWords campaign, an SEO campaign, social media, set and forget. And business owners are starting to become more educated in the marketplace, and this is driven by a higher level of awareness. It's not so new anymore, so it's been around for 5 years, 6 years in New Zealand for AdWords, but people have actually been using it. Social media is still pretty new.
What is your advice for people entering into the technology environment?
So I think if you're entering the IT industry for the first time, and it doesn't have to be digital marketing, it could be anything from development or IT consultancy, you're essentially stepping out of your comfort zone and you're learning something new. And you don't necessarily need a degree to enter the market. And I'm a true believer of the person is the right fit, and if you've got the right attitude, then opportunities will present themselves. So I think you should step out of your comfort zone. You should absolutely understand the space, but you can do that by applying for an internship, or you can start off in a junior role in the company and work your way up and actually learn the ropes of the business. And I think that's one of the best ways to understand the ins and outs of that role. There's obviously courses you can do, so you could go to university, you can study a diploma in digital marketing now in New Zealand, which is pretty cool. But it's not necessarily going to give you a huge edge over the market, because you can get all this information online. There are online courses, there are certifications that you can sit yourself. YouTube has hundreds and hundreds of millions of footage there where you can learn yourself. So My advice is to really have the right attitude to jump into the space, step out of your comfort zone and give it 100%.
What do you expect to be the most in-demand roles coming up in the next few years?
So there's a huge growth curve for analytics-based roles. A lot of larger corporates embracing big data, which is really obvious on our side. And I believe social media as well is a huge area where we're about to see a huge growth curve. It's the new digital marketing method. People still haven't jumped into the space, and people are starting to realize that the social media space is a space that anyone can play. Whether you're a small company, medium or large, depending on the quality of content you put out, will determine the outcome you get.
So what are your go-to sources for staying ahead of trends?
Staying ahead of trends for business, my go-to sources are Unfiltered. So jumping on that platform and watching amazing content from business leaders is just amazing. You can't beat that, listening to people that have been there and done that. And then in terms of digital marketing, following forums, blog posts, search engine land is a really good one if you're into SEO and AdWords. And Gary Vaynerchuk is an amazing individual in the social media space. Highly recommend reading his books and following him on Facebook, Instagram. And overall, I also consume a lot of content. So I read a lot of blogs. I listen to Audible tapes every week. And it's just really about consuming content that resonates with you. You should listen and read content that you care about, that you're passionate about. There's nothing worse than reading a boring book that you don't really care about. So find your passion, consume content that resonates with you, and that's my go-to.
So what advice would you give to someone who's going to take that jump to start a new career?
My advice would be to sit on that idea, take 2 Panadols, go to sleep. If you still have that idea the next day, then definitely go for it, right? But know that it's going to be a choice that will change your life forever. I think a lot of people think entrepreneurship and growing a business is this glorious thing. And at the end of the day, they don't see the hard work, the late nights that actually go into it. And in our business, it's very rare that we'll have a weekend to ourselves, and it actually becomes an extension of yourself. So when you combine your life and your business together, that's when you have true success. There's no such thing as work-life balance, I believe. And so if you're going to get into entrepreneurship, know that you have to do something that you're passionate about. Don't just try and fake it. Don't just try and get in there to make some quick money, because it's not going to be fulfilling. And I recommend that you just chase what you actually enjoy doing.
How important are qualifications?
For digital marketing, not really important. But if I see a degree, the one thing I do know is that they stuck at something and they put in the work that was required to get that degree. And I don't have a degree myself, so hats off to you if you do have one. But for digital marketing, I truly believe that you can work on the job, and there are so many certifications and online courses out there that can really bring you to a level that you need to be to perform at a high level. So degrees for digital marketing, not really important in my books.
What are some of the core skills for candidates?
If it's a digital marketing specialist, then we're looking for an analytical brain. If it's someone that's in an account management role, which is client-facing and also doing some of the analytical stuff, then we're looking for a unicorn. So it's very hard to find these people that have got both sides, and they'll have expressor traits as well. So we're looking for expressors, we're looking for analytical types, and we're looking for people that can clearly articulate and communicate, because I think communication is key in anything that you do. There's nothing harder than working with someone that can't effectively communicate. Everything seems to drop off or break down from there. So communication is one of the highest traits that we look for when we hire.
Brilliant. Hey, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate all your time and effort, and it's been great to get to know you.
Thank you so much. Nice to meet you too.